I will say it's kind of nice when you can just sit down and admire a nice sunset. Unfortunately,
That's a beautiful.
unfortunately where we're going, we're not going to be seeing this. So enjoy it while it lasts, good sir.
I've enjoyed it enough. Let's go.
Indeed. Okay, so last off, we killed the old Iron King, and now we're going to go to one of the other branching paths to begin our way to yet another of the old ones. But first, yeah, we have ourselves a particular person to talk to. We actually have a few people we need to speak to. But first, let's start off with this man.
Have you business with me? The way under's all blocked up, you see, by this god-awful statue. Heavens above. Who thought it a good idea to pit it there? I'm in quite the pickle now.
He is like, this guy is super Scott. I want to say he has like a Scottish accent, but it's like super like over the top version of that accent.
See that statue? Just me the voice. Stare at it for long enough, it starts to look alive. It just doesn't seem right. There are no craftsmen round these parts. Hey, you don't think a real life person was turned to stone, do you? See that statue?
Okay, that's basically all he mentions. He's just like, there's a creepy statue up ahead. I don't even know. It looks god awful. And he's like, it looks so lifelike. Could it be like there's something human? But there's basically a little statue. But first, we got to deal with a new enemy type. They're sort of like the infected ghouls of Blighttown, only with weird, like sacs coming out of their stomachs and waddling. But they're just as irritating as they were back then. But only this time, all of them can actually inflict poison this time around, which, you know, why not, eh?
Just because, why the fuck not?
Yeah, so we're just gonna deal with these, kill off these two, because it will make a lot of sense later. Just gonna get rid of them for now. And this statue, you know, let's go inspect it, examine it. And it will give us the prompt to use a fragrant branch of yore. Well, as he said, could someone be turned to life? The answer is yes, she totally was.
Yeah. Hi.
Introduce yourself, kind ma'am. Just let it all out, man. Don't worry. That's no problem. Get all that dust out of your system while you can.
Hard to speak.
That's alright.
Give me a moment, please.
Man, if that's how people must feel when they're petrified, that must be awful. Plus, we hear, there's a little croaking sound you can sort of hear, guys. Let's talk to her now that she's had her moment.
I'm fine. I think. No. I'm fine. Really, I am. My name is Rosabeth. Thank you so much for rescuing me.
So yes, as she's mentioned, this is Rosabeth.
You're that traveler.
And yes, she is.
We're gonna thank you.
Yeah, we're just gonna let her speak out now.
Well, I'm quite a hand at pyromancy. So perhaps you could consider this my thanks.
So yeah, she is a pyromancer, and she can actually she will teach us pyromancy, you know, and it allows us
I owe
to.
you my life. If you had not come, I feel shameful wearing these rags.
And this is a fun little pseudo side quest you can do with her, in which you can kind of give her some clothes, which we'll do because I'm sure she'll like it.
But just look at me. My clothes are in tatters.
What's that?
Do you have any clothing that you could spare?
It turns out I
I'll
do.
take anything, whatever you don't need. I'm not particular when it comes to apparel. Anything at all will do. Just put it on the ground, and I'll change into it later.
So yeah, at this point we can actually give her some stuff that we no longer need, which I'm gonna give her some spare stuff that I don't want that I don't really want, and I have like extras of. And she will appear, and she will soon move out of this place soon afterwards with the gear that you've gotten her to, whatever you've given her to wear, which is kind of a neat thing, honestly. I think it's cool. So let's see. I think we can end it off with. Yeah, why not? That should be an interesting look. And once they mentioned once the equipment is given, you can never retrieve it back. But is that fine? Yes, it is. So basically, as she goes, she basically she sells all manner of pyromancies, including stuff that, as well as a few items that kind of help with boosting elemental defenses, as well as an item that allows us to actually strengthen our pyromancy flames if we have some. But since we're not a pyromancer, it doesn't matter anymore. So let's talk to her now, and we'll let her get this dialogue out of the way.
His name is Carillion of the Fold, a famed sorcerer in Malfi, our hometown. I was fascinated by sorcery, and so, well, he's so unique, you see. When he set out for Drangleic, I couldn't let him go alone. But we were separated, quite early on, I'm afraid.
So yeah, she mentions of her teacher known as Carillion. We'll be meeting with him at a later point in time, but
I'm
so yeah.
rather unskilled. My lord probably ditched me. But oddly, I'm a fast learner when it comes to pyromancy. What we're fascinated by and we're skilled at are not always the same thing. Why can't I just focus on what I truly enjoy? Oh dear, I shouldn't be so choosy. It's hardly my place.
So yes.
Thank you so much. I'm very happy for this gift. After I change into this, I'm heading for Majula. I'm not sure where I might find my lord. But perhaps Majula is my best chance.
So yeah, she's going to head off into Majula now, and we'll see her then. But I believe also now that we freed her, we can actually speak to Benhard, and he has a few different dialogue now. So we'll just exhaust that out for now.
What? Clearing the way as you're doing, was it? Didn't think you had it in you, pal.
Yeah, why are you?
It's not like it sounds, no. It was a license. Aye, that's so. Name's Benhart. Thanks to you, I can resume my journey. If we share the same path,
Hey, good sir.
Yeah.
we are going to meet again.
Earlier when you talked to Ben Hart, did he reveal his name?
No, he doesn't actually. This is the first time you learn of Mr. Benhart's name.
And you said his name before that he even frickin' introduced himself.
Did I?
Yeah, you're like, well, if we come back here, Ben Hart will have some different dialogue, and then you started talking to him. Then he introduced himself. You done goofed again, good sir.
Well, I'm sorry.
That's a true man.
Because you done goofed.
Well, okay. Yes, his name's Benhart. He has an ancient sword that that is supposedly powerful in his mind. You can learn a gesture that is joy, and
Woo.
that's it. He will continue on with his journey, and much like Lucatiel's side quest, we will have to summon him in battle and, keep him alive.
How many of these side quests require you to summon them in battle?
Quite a few. More specifically, just those two, to my knowledge, at least.
Hmm.
Well, actually, in Pates, just for the one time, at least. But but this Homeward Bone is mostly just keep Miss Rosebeth safe, so she can actually leave Majula, or leave out of there and head to Majula. So we will. I think actually sitting in the bonfire would probably be a safe option as well. So after the rest of the bonfire, we'll meet you guys back inside that little like prison-like area. So we'll be right back. All right, we are back and we have returned. I've just re-killed these guys, just make things easier. And I won't lie, we're about to go through sort of an interesting little ambush. By pulling the switch, all these doors above us are going to open, revealing even more of these like creepy guys.
Are they like the cannibals of Blighttown?
Yeah, they are basically the equivalent of that. Plus, the door behind us has actually been the door we came in has actually been locked as well.
Oh, ain't that
There's a
fucking
reason
fun.
for that, a very terrible one, because now because we now have a basilisk to deal with as well.
Really?
Yep. Plus, it opens this
Where?
other door.
Where's the basilisk?
He's down there.
Nah. I won't lie, I think the basilisks are kind of funny looking. As
Eh,
dangerous as they are,
Kind
but...
of the point. I need to find a good place to run so I can actually heal. Because I'd rather not die and have to do this part again. Basilisks, like they did in the first game, will potentially petrify you, although, thankfully, unlike this time, you don't get cursed when you get petrified. You just die instantly. So no real consequence to
Terrible.
being petrified by them. But it's still irritating. Being killed by these Google-eyed bastards. And there's the way we will be continuing onwards. However, if we go through this door, there's a bonfire. I'm not gonna sit there. We're just gonna let that go. And I believe going in here gives us a few goodies. I think I don't remember what's actually in this chest.
Mm.
And that's the splash shard. Even better. That way we can go to Majula sometime later and get ourselves an extra splash shard. And
Woo.
now we have entered a completely different area. Looks like a forest that's been like Silent Hilled with fog.
It's
So, yeah.
Silent Hill.
Welcome to the Shaded Wood. Honestly, this place isn't bad. This is actually a pretty simple place, which kind of makes me feel a tad irritated that they locked this way like initially, because they locked this place away with a fragrant branch in the first place. Especially considering this is like a place where we kind of have to go, but whatever. I won't argue with that. But that corpse that he ate was containing a fading soul, which I believe is like the lowest of the weak item of the soul items, in which you just get like I think close to like 50 souls or something upon using it. I think. I don't know. It's a very minute amount, and here's a new variant of those guys, in which is really people like a hooligan just throwing rocks at you. Yeah. They hit pretty hard and are surprisingly accurate with that rock throwing. So we're just gonna kill them. Both. Please go away. Thank you. Was there anything out there that they're guarding? I need to check. I don't explore this place a whole lot, so do excuse me if I like go off the beaten path a few times to get a few items like this lovely Ferris Lockstone, which is always
Woo!
helpful.
It's locked now.
And we have a few more cannibals to deal with, so I'm just gonna dark orb them all.
Dark Orb be everything.
Yep. Punch this guy with a bell. Yeah, this is basically what all you know about these guys. Is they're just very simple. You can just... Excuse me? We don't throw rocks at people's heads. That is wrong. Okay, you're
Why
dead.
did they do that?
You're dying now. Thank you. So rude. I swear, such a rude person. I'm just gonna run past this guy because we now have a second bonfire, as well as an interesting intersecting pathway of like 3 paths.
I said, did you even hear what I said?
What?
I said, why didn't anybody tell me that?
That throwing rocks is rude?
Yes.
What, do you throw rocks?
No. What would ever give you that implication?
Well, you were kind of asking like you were, and
No,
so we have.
I don't.
I'll say this now: we have 3 paths. These two paths we can actually go to, but there's no point, so they kind of end in a dead end for the time being. So we're gonna go over here where there is Mr. Crichton again. Hello.
Mr. Crichton.
Yep.
Just wait.
Hey, Crichton.
Dirty rat.
Oh, now he notices you.
Oh, hey there, man.
Don't you scare me like that. I thought you
It's like,
were
oh shit, hi.
Didn't mean to spook you there.
that bastard with a ring lives in Brightstone Cove down the way. I'm gonna
Wonder who he's
find
talking
him
about.
and set
He's talking
the
to Pete,
score.
actually.
Nobody insults me like that.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, he totally is.
For the
Was he
good
hating
of
on
the
Pete?
world and for my own honour. I won't let that bastard live another day.
What's he got against Pate?
Well, he kind of tricked him.
Ah. So is Pate like the patches of Dark Souls 1?
Somewhat. So yeah, Mr. Crichton has mentioned that down here is a place called Blightstone Cove, where supposedly this man with the ring, who is Pate, is. So we'll be meeting with both of them later. But for now, I'm not gonna lie, this section of the Shaded Woods absolutely sucks. There are some goodies you can get along here. I am not going after them at all, because it's not worth it at all. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna hug this left side of the map. This is the way you would normally go if you want to be safe. We're gonna also dip to the side because there's an interesting guy we get to meet, as well as a fun little side quest as well. Hello there, Mr. Head. Speak to yourself.
Leave me be. I like it quiet. Leave me be.
Of course, we're not gonna leave him be, so let's pester him some more.
What business have you here, traveller?
Who's this guy?
He'll introduce himself.
You may call me Vengal. If I deserve a
Vengal.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry steed. It is rare to flap these gums. This is pleasant.
I'm sure it is, Vengal. Do tell us why you're just ahead.
Long ago, I was hired to defend.
Yeah, that's right. This is... Yeah.
I remember a long, brutal
That guy.
fight, and then someone
The headless
killed me.
man.
Someone
So
killed
I
you.
fought. Game 2. And found myself like this.
Somebody killed Mr. Vengar. Oh, for shame.
I don't know what explains it, but it's not so bad. Really.
Well, he seems to be getting over it pretty easily.
Now I watch the days go
Eh?
by, and gaze at the night sky.
Apparently the loss of your body is apparently a easy thing to get over.
Far removed from war.
Well, if you're in war constantly, I'm sure this is a nice little piece.
Did not realize
true.
it until now.
I'm just going to continue to try invading the world of the guilty.
I know
You
not
do that.
what brings you on this journey.
I still have not gotten, like,
or
anything.
what to ask.
But
Apparently
here's
nobody
the
wants-
side quest for him that he's not gonna give us now.
We all. I prefer to stay my distance.
I believe he has something
But
to ask.
I want to warn you of something.
Here we go.
My body. I see visions. My body, headless, raging without me. My body wielding my sword, a sword forged only to kill. My body will show no mercy. If you see the wretched thing, stay far away.
So yes, he has mentioned that his body is out there somewhere out here in the world, a wretched, headless thing raging with the desire to kill. And he warns us to stay away from it, but we'll be meeting his body soonish.
If I can help you, if you require something, do speak up.
So yeah, basically speaking to Vengar allows us to sort of get all of his, allows us to actually use him as a merchant, ironically, in which he sells some swords, a ring of soul protection, which is basically the equivalency of a rare ring of sacrifice, only a little better, and basically some other stuff that involves just breaking, basically some interesting little items as well, but we will be needing those.
Farewell. I will retire to my silence.
And we will leave you to your silence, Mr. Vengar, until a time in which we will need your services. And behind that little thing is a fire seed, which is used to power up a pyromancy flame. Also, here is another, and more importantly, a human effigy from this corpse. So we're going to continue going out of this area by hugging these trees to the left. This is your best chance if you do not want to deal with this, because I do not lie. Literally, this forest this part of the forest is not fun at all. It is absolutely miserable. So we're just going to move onwards and make ourselves, I believe, when we get up here, to yet another bonfire. I swear, they like dispense bonfires like candy in this game. Now, there's a few things we need to do here there's a few things we need to do, and this is like some stuff I had to prepare myself. I prepared ahead of time. First things first, we're gonna just roll off this little ledge and break this jar. These jars that kind of have the smiles and kind of laugh will unleash a gas that will slowly try to inflict curse on you. We don't want curse because that just lowers our hollowing. So we're just going to let that go. And first thing off the list, we're going to examine this corpse and unpetrify this guy, which will introduce the main enemy of this section of the Shaded Wood, the Lion Clan Warriors, the Hollow Edition. These guys are very bulky, very defensive, as well as have a lot of magical defense, specifically towards dark magic. So unfortunately, these guys are sort of built to be the bane of my existence, but they're pretty simple if you just melee them. And he's dropped the Fang Key, which is something we're going to be using pretty soon, so that's good. Now we're going to move onwards from here. Move among this interesting little place full of curse. Also, I should mention about the linemen. Their weapons actually can inflict curse on build-up. It's kind of irritating, but what can you do? We're just gonna try to do a little. We're doing an interesting thing right now, which is getting these two guys. Oh, and they hit like trucks. I should mention.
Yeah, that would kind of be a nice thing to mention.
Yeah, I guess I should have brought that up, but I didn't think it was needed. So we got two of these guys. If we just kind of keep goading them in a way, one of these guys actually will retreat back, which is, for all intents and purposes, what we're gonna try to hope for, because that's nice. Like now. So yeah, basically your best way of dealing with these guys is to backstab them, because you can easily just get around them because of the nature of their moves. Hello, please come back, sir. Hey, there you go. So yeah, you saw that's basically why they were like highly resistant to dark magic, because they do not care at all. And that is actually a rare thing. That combo they do is something they can do, but it's a very rare chance they do. So that's kind of cool that I was able to show you guys that. Orange Lee is dead, and you saw this before, but yes, that is a very big and large basilisk. We're just gonna attack him from afar, because there's really not much he can do. And he does have a lot of health. I shall say this, if you're doing melee-wise, your best way to do it is to go to do the petrification breath that most basilisks can do, and just run to his legs, attack him, and run back out, so you can go to do another breath and just repeat this process. But thankfully with this guy, even despite his large health pool, this guy actually will not spawn again after we've killed him, so he is just a mini boss of this little area. Ugh. Eat up all my dark orbs, will ya? And with that, we have acquired a petrified dragon bone, which will be useful. Also, we can get a little something funny with this lion guy if we go up this hill. He will fall to his doom and also break that curse jar, which is good. Very nice. So kind of him to do that for us, wouldn't you agree? Of course, he's gonna.
I would agree.
Yeah, he's gonna try to stay here, and I think he will later. I think later on he will try to. Hello? Are you just gonna stay there? If you're gonna stay there, I won't. Yeah. I guess those pools I should address. Those pools are acid. You don't want to touch those pools. They're not fun. So we're just gonna deal with this guy instead in the meantime. That other lion guy is sort of trying to get to us in his very upset manner, as most lion people do. Also, deal with this jar here, so I actually have some place to move around. So I can get the there easy backstab off this man. Alright, now the other reason I have so many fragment branches is because of this guy. This guy is actually going to be a bit more important this time around. Where is there a jar that's poison? Oh, there's curse jars over there, I forget. So we'll unpetrify this guy, and I'm going to break those jars while we wait for his little animation to finish. Like, oh god, I've been petrified for so long.
Was it another one of those fucking lion people?
Yeah. Lion people is like basically the main enemy you will see throughout this entire area. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Whoop. Oh wow, that's ugly. Just goad him into the attack. Life gem while we're at it. Yeah, so if you can just get yourself in a way where you can backstab them, that's basically your best chance of dealing like a lot of damage to them. But unpetrifying this guy, once you can get past the curse jars, will give us a chest, which, if we open this up, will contain some nice things for us. More specifically, the Lion Mage stuff and another fragrant branch of yore. So we've basically got the branch we used, which is always nice. And more specifically, I'm going to be wearing the cuffs of those, because this armor is kind of cool. It has a unique effect in which it increases our spellcast speed, so it's kind of a nice thing to have.
Also.
Oh yes. Especially for the sake of this build. Being able to cast things fast is very nice. So we're going to murder this last guy. Because the way he's guarding is kind of a cool little place. Figured I'd we'll show this little area off, because if I had continued going the path I was going, we'd actually would have been very close to our boss, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. So yeah, I am nearly cursed right now, because there are basically a total of 3 jars in our point of view, from there, up there, and 1 downstairs. It's kind of a nasty little trick. In fact, I'm going to show off something a little new mechanic they added that I haven't shown until now. If we use the binoculars as we do now and aim upwards, we can actually sort of snipe with them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a neat little feature. I'm kind of glad they included that. And finally, our final jar, I believe, is like right here. So yeah, killing that guy gives us a Soul of a Brave War and another Pharaoh's Lockstone. And if we can maneuver our way around, we have a Crystal Lizard. I'm going to kill this little bastard, so I can see what he has for us, which is Titanite Shard, a Titanite Chunk, and a Bolt Stone. Bolt Stones are used for infusions of lightning, but we will go over infusions at a later point. But more importantly, if we drop down here into the sands, there's this obvious man of a giant scorpion dude. If we talk to him, we can't understand we can't seem to communicate. However, due to my infinite foresight, I've planned ahead. So if there's a ring you can get from Shalqua called the Ring of Whispers. If you have this equipped, hello, and talk to him. Actually, sorry about that. You'll able to talk to him. We can actually speak to him.
This is no place for you. Be gone. Are you not afraid of me? Humans rarely come here.
Well, your pincer is kind of my arm is kind of clipping through to your pincer.
When they see me, or make an attempt on my life. But you are different. We once had a master. He created us long, long ago. But he was born with a fatal flaw. He resented those who had what he lacked and became fully mired in hatred. Eventually, he drove himself mad. It was at the peak of this madness that he conjured up we strange creatures.
He can, I guess I should say this because he mentions a person he likes. Other people who've theorized this kind of go to the thoughts of that the master he talks about is actually Seath. That Seath kind of created this guy in his
My master was
madness.
a tragically lonely soul.
I guess I felt I had to address that at least, because I know some people kind of think of that.
In the end,
Yeah.
he never understood what it was that he truly lacked. Nobody knows when we were born, or where our master has gone. The only ones who even speak a human tongue are myself and my better half. I wish to ask a favor of you. I want you to kill my betrothed. Once, I always found her at my side. But as time went on, things went awry. She became violent, raging uncontrollably. Eventually, she came after me. We have been locked in combat ever since.
So yes,
We seem to be at a standstill.
he basically has a
wounds
request
we
that all he
exchange
wants
are
is
never
to
lethal.
kill his betrothed if we get
I
half the
was
chance to.
born of my master's madness.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's a
Perhaps
strange
this
thing
is
to
some
request, but
Well, we'll
be
we'll
sure
see
to
her soon,
assist you
and,
in
and it'll
return.
make some sense. After all, he mentioned that she kind of went mad.
The past is a distant fog. My name was Targ. That is all that I remember.
Of course, Mr. Ta.
The past is a
Oh yeah, so basically that's all we can do. We basically just mentions his name and mentions that we should kill his wife if we get the chance. Which, as I mentioned before, we will be meeting his betrothed and better half.
it's always for good reasons.
So yeah, this section is a very short place because there is our boss behind that fog gate. And if we turn ourselves human, which I'm going to, we can get a specific place here, which allows us to summon the man-scorpion Tark himself.
Well, you actually get to summon him?
Yeah, we get to summon him for this fight.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
It is. It is pretty cool, as you say. I don't have anything to restore my magic, and I don't really care, so we're just gonna move on ahead. Come, Tark! We have a boss to deal with. Which may just appear to be a random woman in the ground. This is our boss, everyone. We give you the
What?
Scorpioness Najka. This is Tark's. Say hello to Tark's wife.
Yeah.
Basically, this is. Think of this as like Quelaag, only a scorpion now. She sort of acts in the same manner. Basically, she uses in conjunction with her scorpion as well as her normal self. Only this time, unlike Quelaag, she actually she actually will use magic as well. She does have a like vicious grab with her pincers that can inflict poison on you, but usually the best thing you can do for that is kind of just get out of her way when you see her do that. And pretty soon, if we don't kill her soon enough, there we go. This is basically what she will do at half health. She will burrow underground and will try to attack you. So usually the safest place is just stand where I am on this little bit of concrete, and she will not actually jump on you. There is that item on a tree that you might want to be getting. It's not really worth getting. I believe all there is up there is just a flame butterfly, really. So it's not tremendously useful. Or is this shotgun helping me out a whole lot? So basically the sorcery she can do, she does her own version of the homing soul mass, and she can summon a bunch of crystal soul spears. Which does a lot of damage on its own, admittedly.
Oh, isn't that fun?
It can at least. I'm just kind of taking some time to do not locking down onto her, so I can hit her with the full use of our Dark Hail. And with that, we have achieved victory by killing Tark's wife. I think I'm gonna... I'll just let you look into her soul, which... Nachka was born in the misdeeds of an ancient being... sorry. I don't know why that happened. A frail soul from the beginning that soon succumbed to madness. Used the special soul of Scorpioness Nachka. So, yes. This is kind of another thing of just saying that Nachka and Tark were sort of creations of Seath, just due to the fact that he's the really only ancient person we know of who, you know, kind of experiments with dudes.
It kind of went nuts.
He went very nuts. But if we drop down this specific hole that I just did, which is kind of hidden in the grass near a tree, we can open this particular chest to get the homing soul mass, a little fun old favorite of mine, and we get this very old man in a wheelchair. Let's talk to him real quick.
Look how far this undead has wandered. And a very fit undead you are. A bit too alive, but with a darkish shadow. You'd still be prepared for a deeper dark. And like every undead, you have no future. Oh my, don't mind me. I'm just talking amongst myself.
I love this old man. He's the best.
If you find a need for a truer dark, then meet again. We shall.
So yes, this is... Or actually, I won't say his name
The
yet.
dark is still nascent within
But we will be meeting this old man in a later
you.
part.
Dark shines
Perhaps...
your way.
And perhaps when we meet him, there will be more of these rather peculiar monuments with him. But we're just gonna roll down and try to avoid not touching these pools, because these pools are actually acid, surprisingly. And if you know anything like what is acid like I do, it breaks your stuff. Breaking your stuff is not fun.
Oh,
And
hi,
yes-
Basilisk.
Yep, there are basilisks ahoy here. 4 of them to be precise. And yes, I just stood in the fog without a single care in the world. These basilisks are actually pretty good because you can actually usually get a couple of like infusion stones. But more specifically, there's a door, and if we open this door with our new acquired Fang key that we got from that one Lion Clan dude, we have probably one of the coolest NPCs in the world. A crow person of Velka!
Thank you.
Introduce yourself, kind one.
I am Ornifex. I owe you some form of thanks. But
Ornifex, the crow lady.
at the
I love
Or is that a crow
Ornifex.
man?
She's a woman.
If it would not trouble you,
Ah.
visit my abode just down the way. Thank you, kind.
So yes, since we have freed her, she's going to move to her home down the way, as she says, and we can use her services there. That's basically the main reason I came and got all those fragrant branches I did, so we can actually get the Lion Mage set for mostly just for more spellcast, and so we can speak to Dark Diver, this guy, old man in the wheelchair, and free Miss Ornifex. But I guess with that said, we've done all we can here, so I guess we can end this episode off.
That we can.
Yeah, so we hope you guys enjoy, and well, until next time, everyone. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone. Moo.